If you are not yet a member of the Patreon, link is in the description. Please consider becoming a member, as you will have access to many videos you cannot find here on YouTube. One of the most insane stories I will have ever covered on this channel before, maybe since the XXXTentacion video, because as of September 8, 2025, there's a rapper by the name of David who is now the #1 suspect after dismembered human remains wrapped in plastic was discovered in the front trunk of a Tesla registered to his name located at a tow yard in Los Angeles. And authorities have already identified the victim as a young lady by the name of Celeste Rivas, a 15-year-old girl who has been missing since April of 2024, who also happens to be the same girl that this rapper David is suspected of having a romantic dealing with since she was 11 years old. But let's back up here just a little bit, because I know a lot of you all won't know who David is. You won't know how we got here. But it doesn't matter if you know who David is or not. What matters is what he did, what he just got arrested for. And the reason that I believe he did this, because I do believe that these people perform rituals. It's a reason why I've spent so much time over the years talking about the music industry, because there are real people that suffer due to the actions of these folks in the industry. So hit the like button on your way in. I would really appreciate it. Now let me take you back to the beginning so I can tell you how we led up to this point, and you're gonna want to hear this. So the rapper David, whose real name is actually David Anthony Burke, was born March 28, 2005 in Queens, New York, before later moving to Houston, Texas, where he would be homeschooled after the 7th grade. He was really big into gaming, so much in fact that he used to make Fortnite gaming videos on YouTube, but after receiving so many copyright strikes for using other people's music, taking his own mom's advice, he began creating his own music instead. He used apps like BandLab to experiment while recording at home, sometimes even using his sister's closet to avoid background sound. In 2021-2022, he began putting out music on SoundCloud and similar platforms. Songs like You and I, Take Me to the Sun are some of the early songs that he dropped. In July of 2022, he released a song called Romantic Homicide that will actually become very relevant in this video. Just remember the name Romantic Homicide. That song actually became viral on TikTok and actually helped push him into the public eye. And around that same period, more specifically September of 2022, he released a song called Here With Me, which is another song that got traction. After those songs, he signed with labels like Darkroom and Interscope in September of 22, which is the same month, which we've covered many times on this channel. It's already suspicious here early on. You got a person who just started doing music, and just like that, they're signed to a record label, and before you know it, they got millions of fans. We've seen this story before, but let's keep going. In 2023, he released EPs Petals to Thorns in May of 2023, and then in September of 2023, he released another one called The Lost Petals. And then earlier this year, in 2025, he released his debut album called Withered, with singles like One More Dance, Crashin' featuring Kali Uchis, and What Are You Waiting For? Now we have a backstory on this person. Let me tell you all how we got here. Well, the human remains found in the Tesla was only found after the car was towed from the Hollywood Hills due to abandonment. The deceased person found turned out to be someone named Celeste, and it was only after her mother told this to TMZ after she suspected that this may be her daughter. Part of the reason the mother believed that this could potentially be her daughter is because the name David stood out to her as the registered owner of the Tesla, as her daughter mentioned to her in the past that she was dating a guy named David, but also because of the tattoo found on one of her fingers with the word "shh" on it. David also happens to share this same exact tattoo, which is not only common practice amongst couples in romantic relationships, but it is also common amongst occultists and celebrities, as you can also find this tattoo on people like Rihanna, Lindsay Lohan, and Neymar, which some people have interpreted this to mean a code of silence. One of the first clues besides the car itself that linked the rapper David to this incident was a photo that began circulating on the internet of the rapper standing outside with other people in Lake Elsinore, which is about 70 miles from downtown Los Angeles where he lives, but interestingly enough, only 0.3 miles or a 6-minute walk from the home Celeste was living with her family before she disappeared in April of 2024. Another reason a big deal has been made about this photo is because it is said or rumored that the rapper is actually paying hush money to these children to keep them quiet about the age difference between him and Celeste. Then another photo surfaced of a screenshot showing the rapper and what appears to be Celeste in the FaceTime call with him. Not to mention the friend who took this screenshot literally wrote her name on the screen. I want you to also notice the all-seeing eye hand pose that this rapper is making in this screenshot. Then there were also some leaked messages between Celeste and one of her friends, and in this conversation they are discussing her alleged relationship with David, even involving intimate details such as intercourse. Now these text messages are alleged, right? We don't know for a fact, a proven fact, that these are real, even though I personally believe that they are real. But at this time, it is said that she is 13 years old, and I believe David is 18 at the time. More proof that David potentially met this girl as young as 11 is a TikTok video he will release alluding to meeting someone. More proof that David potentially met this girl as young as 10 or 11 is a TikTok video he will release alluding to meeting some Hello Kitty girl that he met in 2021. There's also a post from Celeste showing her with the Hello Kitty teddy bear emblem. Then there were several other photos and screenshots that, in my opinion, completely removes the argument that these two individuals did not at the very least know each other and hang out at the very least, including a Discord photo where someone is asking who the girl is in the background in the photo, and this guy, who's the rapper, responds saying, "You are a fed," which is only something you'd be saying if you're engaging in something illegal or criminal. He even says her name himself in his Discord as she responds to him in 2022 when she was 12. Then in 2024, after Celeste had already been missing, someone named Panzalo told David to drop the song with the missing girl Celeste Rivas Hernandez, which is her full name. And what he was referencing was an unreleased 2023 song David allegedly made about Celeste while she was only 12 years old. Then there was a stream where you can literally see the rapper with someone that looks just like Celeste, which I believe was the last time anyone saw her live on camera. And to make matters even worse, there's an Instagram message thread also circulating online of someone that reached out to Celeste's brother, who confirmed that he believes that David is responsible for his sister's sudden disappearance and her death. He also claimed that he went to the police a while back, but nothing was done due to insufficient evidence. He also claims that his sister said that David claimed he'd wait until she was 18 so that they could be together. Now, there are several things that I noticed about this guy and his music career that suggest to me personally that he is not only an occultist, which shouldn't be a surprise to those of you who have been following this channel, but I also believe there's a chance that what happened to Celeste was premeditated and foreshadowed in his music. In several of his videos, he's using different models and actresses that heavily resemble Celeste. He even has a song where he is blindfolded as the Celeste-looking actress in all white has blood on her clothes. They display several knives falling out of a suitcase as if to say she was some sort of sacrifice. Being blindfolded is actually a common practice we see in the industry, as it is Masonic in nature and represents the person's spiritual darkness, ignorance, and dependence of guidance. They have to go through a death and rebirth ritual in the first 3 degrees in Freemasonry. It actually immediately reminded me of the music video with Lil Baby and Gunna, where they are not only blindfolded the entire video, but at one point they're even blindfolded together. Speaking of Gunna, you can also see this on Young Thug's album, Lil Durk, and even Future, whom all work together. But it doesn't stop there, as when you go to the lyrics, this rapper David is also constantly singing about a quote-unquote forbidden relationship. In one of his most popular songs that I mentioned earlier, quote-unquote Romantic Homicide, he literally sings about his lover dying and him not even shedding a single tear, to then admit to killing her and not regretting it. Also in his video for One More Dance, he can be seen dragging his own body and placing it into the trunk of a car. I mean, the dude has shown in many of his videos where things go wrong between him and this mystery girl in his life, and he just constantly speaks about death over and over and over. And it reminds me of XXXTentacion, Mac Miller, and even Juice WRLD. It became so bad that he even started selling t-shirts at his concerts of shirts that resembled those from a bloody crime scene. Caskets at the entrance of his concerts to go along with pins that says "Rest in Peace, Sleep Well," which is creating a certain environment at his concerts. It was almost as if he was telling on himself, and this was part of the entire process. This part in particular reminds me of YNW Melly and his hit song called "Murder on My Mind," where he literally reenacts a crime scene that will later come true in real life that led to him getting locked away for killing his 2 best friends. And it also seems that he has done the blonde hair ritual just like all these other artists that seem to come out of nowhere and blow up. And then there's this other guy who is going viral on TikTok for proving that he has been trying to warn people about this rapper for years now, but no one important would listen.
So obviously y'all have seen the current David situation. In this video, I just want to address some stuff. Now, a lot of people on Twitter are mad at me because in 2023, I tried to expose David for what he was doing at the time. And I just want to clear up that the stuff from 2023 was not about the Celeste girl that was obviously recently in the news. It's nothing to do with her. I didn't know about her. I didn't know she was 13. I maybe heard her name once or twice. I had nothing to do with her. The stuff I have from 2023 was nothing to do with Celeste. These were other girls, underage girls, that had claimed David had messaged them or had, relationships with them or, doing inappropriate things with them. And I want people to know that in 2023, I did try and bring the situation to light. And a lot of people remember, I was having a lot of shit for it. It got so bad that David's legal team had got in contact with me to remove everything. I've attached an email here that I received from his team in 2023. And basically, they removed my song with David from streaming services because apparently I was spreading misinformation. The thing is, after that, I got in touch with David and I was like, yo, are the claims true and all of this? And he was like, he literally said, I've got it here. He said, no, it's just some people trying to get clout. There's no evidence and stuff. After that, everything was shut down. Everything, no one else came out after that. So from my point of view, you guys need to understand that it did look like they were just claims. So a lot of people are asking me, why was I promoting a song in 2024 and 2025 that I had with David? It's because the claims that I had in 2023 were, put on hold. It's as if they didn't exist. I had no idea. I was told that they were false by David and his legal team. So after the whole situation happened, I actually felt bad for, spreading misinformation. I thought it was all fake. Obviously, with the stuff that's happened in the past 24 hours, I realized that, they're now real, and some people have come out to me and told me that, it was true. Not just that, but in 2023, when I made the claims, David's legal team did not want anyone to know that David was doing this type of stuff. So basically they blamed me and said that I was leaking music, but I wasn't leaking any music. They blamed me for leaking music. I was leaking the facts. So they just said that they're gonna blame me for leaking music. That's my punishment. My song is off. That's it. And you guys need to understand that I felt terrible. I felt like I was gonna ruin his career out. I felt like I was spreading misinformation for him. I felt disgusting, bro. I was like, I gave him claims that weren't true because from what it looked like to me, they weren't true. They were cleared and everything. No one else came out after that. But then obviously now it's a different story. That's why I was promoting the songs in 2024, 2025. I was cool with him. I wasn't like, friends with him and stuff, but I didn't have a problem with him. Little do I know that he hated me. He has me blocked on Twitter right now, and he's blocked me within the past 24 hours because I was not blocked prior to, everything happening. And also, I just want to add that I live in Egypt. I don't live in the US. I can't go to NYPD. I can't go to LAPD. I can't get in touch with the FBI. The stuff that I had was just Discord messages. I didn't have any solid evidence that he did it. But now obviously looking at it, it makes sense. So I just wanted to clear it up because a lot of people think I'm doing it for clout and I'm doing it for this and I'm doing it for that. I'm just doing it because I felt the time was right, and I've been sitting on this information and I'm just glad it's out now. I also want y'all to know that I was 16. I was a kid. I was scared. I didn't want any legal things to happen. I didn't want my family to get involved. I was a 16-year-old kid. I was petrified. But that's it really. I just wanted to mention that I don't have anything to do with Celeste. I'm praying for her family. There's a GoFundMe link. It'll be in my comments. I'll try pin it. And at this time, we just need to pray for the best, and hopefully this dude gets what he deserves. And I'm so sorry for not speaking about this sooner. I was scared, and I'm doing what I can now.
There's also Celeste's teacher that claims that he knows why this happened, claiming that the rapper was apparently being blackmailed.
What? Hold up. That's her in my classroom in front of this poster right here. Okay, hold up. I got another one because I got a picture on TMZ of this other kid exchanging stuff with the rapper who we alleged did this stuff. Hold on a second, because he's also in my classroom.
Wait, how long ago was
this? We all just found out yesterday who it was, but she's been missing since I taught her. So when I taught her, she met this dude on social media. He was a rapper in LA. He came and got her. She ran away from home. She was gone for like a month. The cops found her in Hollywood, brought her back to our school. She came back to our school, kind of told people this story. She disappeared again in May of that year, May of 2024. That's when her friends told me what happened, and it was this rapper, that they were like blackmailing him, all of this stuff. And then I found out yesterday that she's now dead in that rapper's car, cut into pieces, You want to know how they met? I feel like I just said it. Social media.
Something else that really stood out to me about his videos and the shirts that he was selling and was wearing in some of his videos was that it was the color white, right? Which in my interview with Melissa a few days ago, as a person who grew up in a family of Prince Hall Freemasons, fraternity, and sorority members, she shared firsthand knowledge that one of their rituals in Delta Sigma Theta sorority was to wear all white, which represents innocence or purity, even while participating in other rituals such as digging in the ground until their fingers bled. They also participated in blindfold rituals as well. This rapper is no different from the rest that gained all this fame. In my opinion, he is clearly into dark magic, as we can see several photos of him doing the one-eye symbolism, in this photo and in this photo, standing on Freemasonic checkerboard flooring, which we've also covered with Young Thug and so many other artists. And it just seemed to me, when it comes to his relationship with Celeste, even though nothing has been confirmed, because like I said, everything I say in this video is alleged, but it just almost comes off as if he was using her for her energy, he drained her of her energy, and then he sacrificed her, allegedly. But these are just my thoughts. Y'all up in the comment section, give me your thoughts and let me know what you think. I think this rapper played his role. I think the reason why he became famous, similar to XXXTentacion, that was something that was at the end of the bargain he had to keep. And I think this is allegedly what he did. And as of April 17, 2026, my understanding was that David was officially arrested yesterday. According to this TMZ video footage that got leaked, we could hear and see the interaction between David and LAPD, who came to arrest this dude on federal charges of murder.
It's gonna obscure my view from the gate. It's good.
If you try to run or if you try to resist, you will get hit with my feet or it's gonna hurt.
I got you.
If you try to run, we have canine on premises and you will get bit.
I got you. All right, so the gate is locked. Do I open the gate? Sir? Open the gate.
Hopefully this actually sticks. Hopefully this is not a psyop or some type of show, just so it can generate people to go and listen to their music. Because that's another weird thing that they do. They try to push people, create publicity stunts so that people can go and listen to the music, which is almost like a harvesting ritual. So hopefully that's not what we're seeing, and we're actually seeing justice in real life for Celeste's friends and her family. All right, but those are just my thoughts, man. Hop in the comment section. Let me know if you've heard about this. Do you know who David is? Have you heard about this story over the past year? It's been one of the craziest stories in media, which is part of the reason that I'm covering it as well. Hop in the comment section. Give me your thoughts. Rest in peace. I send my blessings. Please pray for everybody mentioned in this video that justice is served accordingly. I'm Demetrius. I'll go by Diddy. I'll catch you all in the next one. Peace.